brother. I'm gonna let the rest of y'all catch up. You already know it's Dizzle, Nettercat. You know, got a little time on my hands, as you can see. But what I like to do, though, I like to peep games sometimes, right? Just to kind of evaluate where we at and just kind of see, like, because it's easy to really see who really has that vision and understanding and who don't. I like to chastise sometimes, so I'm petty like that. So that's what we're going to do real quick. But what I want to say is this. I want to talk about this college, Morehouse college situation. The brother who put $40 million on the cause. You feel me? Granted, he does have a white wife. Okay. Granted, I don't agree with his choice of a wife, but I ain't the one sleeping with her, so it doesn't really matter. But here's my question. Here's what I'm wondering from some of y'all. I just want to see what people are thinking about this. Because the way I'm looking at it is like this. Unless my superficial, petty, personal antics or personal opinions outweigh an actual contribution, why would I be upset? See, that's a mathematical equation. If you ever see me put that contribution, criticism, that's a mathematical equation. It means contribution is greater than criticism. In other words, if the only thing you have to offer is criticism, you should probably keep that. Okay? Because what's interesting about this situation is it's like, okay, so here we got hundreds of black graduates from a college that's probably going to cost them about $100,000. Now have the opportunity to not worry about that debt, get busy in their careers, have more financial leverage to make other opportunities and probably pay it forward when they get the chance. So if you want to undermine the work of a brother who put that in motion, who actually freed from debt. If debt is a new form of slavery, he just freed a whole class of college graduates. So despite who he may be married to, that's actually irrelevant. Because here's the thing, to tell you the truth, I see some of y'all Negroes praising the ancestors and God for a damn job. Yeah, I see y'all Negroes. Oh, pray for me, I got a job interview. Oh, I just got a quarter raise. I got a quarter raise. Thank the ancestors, thank God. Bro, you're saying, thank you, cracker. Thank you, white man. Thanks for that extra quarter. That's going to be $40 a month now before taxes. So you'll praise that, but you're mad at the, look, man, I don't agree with who this dude married either. You know what I'm saying? But that's his personal business. What I'm saying is, at least even this house nigga did something to put on the cause. Because let's look at it like this. We can't, in one hand, complain about how these celebrities and these millionaires and these billionaires and all these people, these Oprah Winfrey's and all these people don't put on the movement at all. This is what we do. We complain about that as if we actually need them to, because collectively, we don't even need none of these billionaires, to tell you the truth. We don't. Collectively, the kind of money that we have, we can take all the billionaires out the equation and we're still good and we still have the capability to empower our communities. Real talk. Out of a 1.5 trillion, you can take all the billionaires out and that will still be over 1.4 trillion, if you know the math. So therefore, since we complain about how these rich folks and these celebrities and these billionaires and all these people don't contribute to the cause, well, how about when they do contribute to the cause, are you inspiring more to contribute to the cause, or are you complaining to the point where you're going to make people look at it like, why the fuck are we helping these dudes? Why are we helping our people if we get more praise from these cats than we do for our own people? So why are you discouraging people from putting up on the cause? That's being off code. Fuck the petty differences. Y'all running around here thanking jobs for paying you $10 an hour. Y'all running around here thankful because you got food stamps and shit like that. And I ain't mad at you. What I'm saying is if you can praise this kind of shit, why the fuck are you upset? Why are your personal feelings greater than the progress of your people? And then you want to use Malcolm X. That's the funny part. Then you want to use Malcolm X to justify your shenanigan bullshit. Well, Malcolm X said this and that. Okay. So you fuck with Malcolm X is what you're saying. Okay. Remember, Malcolm X used to fuck white bitches too. Remember that. Off the rip. So he used to fuck white bitches. So if Malcolm X would have just came up right now in this Facebook superficial can't really give any respect to somebody who puts something on the cause, which is really just a way for y'all to feel better about you not putting up on the cause. That's really what this is about. This is really about niggas that don't do shit, who have to undermine people who do. So you'll find any kind of reason to be like, oh man, yeah, it doesn't count. It's just a tax write-off. Well, if that's the case, how come you can't put you won't even put $5 on a GoFundMe? Why don't you tax write that shit off? But you complain about this brother, he didn't do enough. That's all I'm saying. Like where are you really at with this thing? How are you really gonna tell me that you're about black power? Oh, there's my brother right there. Why are people that don't support slaves respecting this guy as mad as frustrated for doing what he did? What's up, Quasi Black? My brother. How you doing? Yeah. Welcome. Now we're just going over a couple things, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the point is this. No matter what you say, no matter how you feel about his personal choice, whatever he had for breakfast today, it might not have been vegan. You know what I'm saying? He might have had ham and eggs. What the fuck's that got to do with these kids that now get to start their life off debt-free? That's called freedom. That's called giving them ability to do what they may not have had the ability to do, which is going to have an impact on our people in a positive manner. If your personal antics of how you feel about who this dude married outweighs your ability to appreciate the good deed that was done on behalf of your people, then perhaps you're not really for your people. Especially if, as you critique and undermine his deeds, you don't have any deeds of your own, besides Facebook posting, besides quoting Malcolm X. Let's keep it real. What if Malcolm X would have came up in this Facebook time? Straight from fucking white bitches and robbing people and selling dope and being a heroin addict. Now talking about, hey, I changed my life. And he posted a status. I just changed my life. I'm done with all this. Y'all would have been dragging him. Y'all act like y'all would have been so damn down with Malcolm X, who's been gone for 60 years. Yet anytime you see any Malcolm X's of the day, the first thing you do is turn your back on them. But then you're telling me that you really would have fucked with Malcolm X back then? Pump your brakes. You wouldn't have fucked with no Malcolm, because there's Malcolm X's right now. Jay-Z can't even drop a new album talking about he's trying to help some shit without y'all saying, oh, he used to sell drugs last year. He's Illuminati. He sold his soul to the devil, because that's the only way a black person can make it, right? They have to sell their soul because God ain't real. Black power ain't real. All this bullshit y'all talking about the ancestors ain't real in your mind, because the only real credit or observation of power that you actually respect has to come from these devils. That's why you say stupid shit like they gave us MLK Day rather than understanding that they didn't. That's why you say the stupid shit like they gave us Black History Month, the shortest day of the shortest month of the year, because you don't understand what really went into making these kind of things happen. There's no progress that you could actually identify that we didn't do ourselves. That's just a fact. So all this, you know what I'm saying, acting like you're so revolutionary. I'm so revolutionary that I can't accept something that's good for my people because it didn't come the way my little brain can process it as progress or as something good. So tell those kids that just got a fresh start in life, tell them that, hey, here's what you're really saying. You're really saying that the impact of the white woman is so damn influential and so powerful to you that it's a detriment that he has a white wife and he still help these black kids. Now these black kids, they're not going to have they don't they don't have an intellect to discern between the fact that he has a wife that is white and the fact that he just freed them from debt. So that white wife is just going to make them have to bow down to white people now, because that imagery of him seeing that, you're basically saying that this white bitch is so powerful, negates the $40 million of debt relief to our people. You really give white folks that much fucking credit. Let me reverse this shit. If a white dude, let's say Williams, she's married to a white dude, billionaire, right? So if he went and did something good for his people, would you be saying, oh, that doesn't really count because he has a black wife, so really he's really about us? Would you say that? Would you likely hear white people saying, no, we can't accept that. Thanks for trying to contribute to our cause, to our people, But you have a black wife, so that's going to negate and undermine everything you did. Huh? Do you think that they respect the black woman so much that they would think that because a white dude is married to a black woman, all of a sudden he lost all integrity, and that anything that he does that's benefiting them means nothing? No, only simple-minded motherfuckers think like that. That's what it is. Y'all participating on Zionist Mark Zuckerberg's motherfucking platform. Talking all this, you're too damn revolutionary, and you have too much understanding to be able to appreciate something that did good. But all you're doing is nothing. Cut it out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, part of staying on code, and that's pretty much been my theme this whole week, has been stay on code. This is why I'm saying it doesn't make sense for these sisters who are so vocal about aborting. Oh, we can't abort babies. We can't we can't murder our children because of Alabama. But then when I'm showing you, okay, well, check this out. Look at this law right here they just passed that makes it okay to rape women. But you're silent about that. You're not mad about that. So you're almost saying like, yo, I don't mind being raped as long as I can abort the baby. That's kind of what you're saying. Your silence speaks volumes. The things that you want to be upset about and the things that you're silent about speaks volumes. For all this extra revolutionary, these extra black names, quasi-black. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take these names, we're gonna use our ancestors, we're gonna use these ideologies to try to make people think that we have some type of understanding and consciousness and dedication to our people. We're just gonna throw all that bullshit out there, and then maybe they won't realize that they're never in the streets doing shit. Maybe they won't realize that they're never in classrooms and in meetings or not doing anything actually productive. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're posting kind of shit on social media and you're feeding that atmosphere that's reaching and teaching our people, that's a good thing. But stay in your lane. Don't start critiquing people who's actually out there putting in work because you think that what you're doing on social media really outweighs real shit. Nah, I don't. That's the point. So stay on code. That's what I'm saying. Like out of all the things you want to critique, why would you want to critique this? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to discourage other people with? Remember, we was just complaining about how Oprah Winfrey don't do shit. So here comes a billionaire, does something. Who gives a fuck? Who his wife is. That later. Show that support later. Maybe in time he'll understand why it's important because he'll see his people showing him so much love that maybe then he'll understand. And as soon as she crosses game, he might get rid of her, kind of like Russell Wilson did. Maybe that. Because at this time, all we're doing, and this is what we constantly do, what's the word I'm looking for? Constantly do. We constantly do this. We constantly complain about who's not doing what in the community, and then when they do, we find any reason to disagree with it, as superficial it may be. But the cold, hypocritical part of the game is that these people who do stuff are doing way more than you'll even attempt to do in most cases. Because I don't hear people that's really, really out there complaining about this, because people who's really like bust their ass and put their resources towards doing things understand that we're such a minority, we damn sure are not gonna go against the grain from somebody who's gonna put in that work. We're gonna use that momentum and hopefully it encourages other people to do the same. But when you're only on the sideline, then it's easy to critique, and because in your mind you would have done so much more. In your mind you're already doing so much more, because in your fictitious mind, in your superficial fictitious mind, you're Malcolm X in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, since you're already Malcolm X in your mind, you can't take something that somebody else is doing, because what would Malcolm say about it? But you ain't fucking Malcolm. That ain't you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man. Y'all need to cut that shit out. That's my point. Let me see what's up. See, I'm mad. You could tell who got their skirt off or who got their panties in a bunch by the comments. Let's just see. Malcolm shook his ignorance off and married who he was loyal to. Okay, that's cool. But before that, while he wasn't doing that, he didn't put 40 million on no cause. You know what I'm saying? Now, remember, Malcolm X was exposed to, this ain't no disrespect to Malcolm X, but let's look at this in context. Because y'all like to just throw the super, I know y'all are used to like motherfuckers who really don't fucking know and understand this shit, but let's just put this in proper context with Malcolm X. Malcolm X grew up a Garveyite. He grew up a Garveyite. So that means even though he went to the white and then came back to the black, before he went to that white wife, he already knew Garveyism. He already knew better. So we accept that, but you don't accept a motherfucker who maybe not know better. Maybe him growing up, that was it. But still, this house nigga still had enough understanding and love for his people that he still was like, yo, white bitch, I'm gonna put some money on my people. And he did that. But my point is this, man. I'm the type, I will never discourage somebody from doing things that's helpful to the cause. I don't have to agree with you. Like, for instance, if your house was about to get foreclosed on, yeah, no money. You're shamefully packing your shit, having to move back to your mama's house or move to a little apartment. Nobody put up nothing. You're in debt, losing your house. And as you're packing up, some dude pulls up in a Benz, but he has a white wife with him. Does that make his contribution if he was to save you and your household any less? Or would you take that money and then turn around and say, yeah, this house nigga Coon helped me out, but fuck him. He's a race trader, so I don't have to respect what he did. Really? But these are what you got from the 48 Laws of Power, written by white supremacists. But that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I'm talking about you, bro. You quoting me. Oh, man, you guys are funny as fuck, man. I'm going to quote you some 48 Laws of Power because that was really meant for black people. And then I'm going to tell you why somebody who's doing more than I would ever do or could do isn't really shit compared to my monumental Facebook posting. Yeah, that's really, I'm changing the world over here. Clickety clack. Cut it out, man. This is shit that superficial Negroes say, man. This is a message to the superficial Negro. Let me see. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. I don't know. My screen went black. I don't know if I just got reported or whatever it is, man. Let me read these comments just in case I'm still live. Let me see. Okay, so Janice says, right here they come with that bucket of negativity that is never satisfied. Maybe they just like complaining. That's what I'm saying, though. But that's a trait. Excuse my language, Janice. That's a trait of a bitch for grown-ass men to be act like that. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we complain about women doing. We complain that women only complain no matter what you try to do to make them happy. You can cut the grass, mow the lawn, you know what I'm saying? Pay to get their nails done, and they still find something to complain or nag about. This is something that men complain about from women, but this is the same action some of these Negroes are having. Maybe they didn't have a dad in their life. I don't know. I'm sorry if that's the case. You feel me? But that's really not an excuse. I guess I'm still on, but screen's black over here, y'all. So my point is this, man. It's not about, we have to get past the point where we think we have to agree 100%. That's called super niggerism. That's what Amos Wilson taught us to be super niggerism. In a nutshell, when you think that you have to agree 100% with somebody to recognize their contribution, that's super niggerism. You're basically saying that, yo, well, okay, you just did this great thing, but since I don't agree with that, I can't accept that as a valid contribution. And then when we weigh what you're doing, you're not doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's backwards. So you want to talk about what's a bad image for the youth. It's such a bad image because they seen him with the white girl, despite the fact that he just freed them from debt. But you're saying it's a better image for them to see you doing nothing. That's what you're saying? You'd rather them duplicate your nothingness? There we go. My shit's back on. Okay. Nice try, bitches. Nice try. Yeah, I'm just saying though. Shout out to everybody that's watching. Make sure you get this a like. Let me know what you think. So let me go ahead and read these comments. You can always tell who's brittle. I'm with you if you are addressing only those mad about what he did. What you said is just the point. I don't know what you mean by what I said was a point or is a point. I'm gonna tell you my real point. My real point is this: can we try to get out of the habit of finding reasons why we would okay, like for instance, let's do it like this. I'm just gonna give some examples, okay? And in all of these examples, I can tell you things if I wanted to, but I'm not. I could tell you things about this person or these persons that I don't like, agree with, or that I don't rock with. And the reason I won't do that is because in the spirit of staying on code, in the spirit of understanding that when people do things, one, we should use that momentum to spark something. You feel me? The same way our enemies will use the momentum of anything they can to go against us. So if one of our people's off code, they'll throw them right into the media. One of our people do something that they can use for their own propaganda or their own agenda. For instance, gay black and white or gay black men and women, they put them on the front of the LGBT movement so that they can justify why they're calling themselves civil rights, even though they know by numbers most of the LGBT are upper income, middle class white people, privileged people. However, in order to fool the rest of the people into why they need civil rights and all this kind of shit, they'll put Shanae, gay ass Shanae or somebody on the front of their movement. Same thing with the feminist movement. They'll use us in any way that helps their cause. So in that same spirit, what I do is peep game, and I say, okay, somebody did something. I don't really fuck with them. I know that that's not my type of person to ride with on this movement. However, I know that most people may be not able to peep that, so I can use that momentum, possibly to courage, organize, and mobilize other people to do things that are on point. So when Kaepernick came out and he's taking the knee and he's woo, he's not white and he's not black enough now because his mom's white. Oh, well, his girlfriend, we don't even know if she's black. And this was the stuff that people were saying. The same people that was cheering him on when he was just a slave running touchdowns for Massa. You was using him on PlayStation. You was praising him. You was wearing his jersey. He was all good when he was just a slave for master. But when he steps back and says, fuck that, I'm not standing for this anthem, man, because I'm starting to get conscious, thanks to people like Jay Dizzle and Black Guy Stand Radio and some of the real ones out there that made these celebrities start to get conscious. But then you found every reason why that's not good enough. Remember, Kaepernick wasn't trying to be nobody's hero. He wasn't trying to lead shit. He just felt like he didn't want to do this, and it got the kind of coverage it did because nobody else was doing that. And that's why nobody even backed him up. But here you got people that's shitting on him. You got people that shitted on Jesse Williams. You got people that shit on anybody that comes out that doesn't fit the prototype that what you think it has to be, because you don't understand the proper stratagem that you use with guerrilla warfare. You use whatever you have at your disposal, period, point blank. If you're lucky enough to take down the tank of your enemy, then you get up in that bitch and now you use it. That's guerrilla warfare tactics. Therefore, anything that goes in our favor, anything that we can use as a weapon, we use it, period, point blank. And what we don't do is undermine the efforts of people who are doing things more so than you, and we don't discourage other people from doing things that can advance the cause. If you're going to discourage people from doing things that advance the cause, then you're basically saying you don't want the cause to progress. You want it to be exactly how you think it should happen. But the way you think it should happen ain't fucking happening. That's the facts. So it's either we want to really progress some way or somehow or not. Either you use these things, we should be encouraged to do. Oh, good, props to this dude, props to this dude. Maybe then other people will come out the closet, pause, and start putting up on the cause. You feel me? Now maybe somebody else will take some of their money and start putting it in different places. And pretty soon what we have is the movement growing. Now we're securing our communities. We're securing our future. Don't you know that's what other people do? You think other people agree with everything that these motherfuckers do within their race? You won't even get a Jewish person to out another Jewish person, and they're over here sucking babies' dicks and transferring, you know what I'm saying, doing organ harvesting and all that shit. They won't say a peep. You won't get these Catholics that are out and out, these fathers that are raping babies. You hardly get them to say anything against that, but you'll find a superficial reason to be mad at somebody who's actually doing something that's good for your people. Then you wonder why shit ain't getting done or why other people don't want to contribute. You make it to where people don't want to be bothered with giving back to their community because we're giving them too many damn reasons to consider not doing that. Consider taking the safe route. Fuck it, I'll just give Red Cross some money. This is the situation that you're putting people in instead of encouraging them. See, back in the days when a celebrity like a Muhammad Ali took a stand, was willing to sacrifice his whole career, willing to possibly go to prison and be broke for years during the prime time of his career, you think Negroes were protesting, oh, fuck Muhammad Ali, he's too light-skinned. No, everybody had his back. They showed him love. And then you had other people that would come out and they realized, we had more of our people in those times that realized whatever kind of money they may have been making, whatever kind of fame they had, was not comparable to the upliftment of their whole race. They understood this, and our people understood this, and we back these kind of things. Now you fast forward to now, counterintelligence program dictates that you undermine any activities of black nationalism. So that's exactly what some of y'all Negroes are doing. Whether you know that that's what it is or not, doesn't matter. The effect is the same. You're neutralizing a movement that's going in your favor. Then turn around, complain and cry about shit that's happening that you're not doing anything to try to offset in the first damn place. But you want to feel better about yourself for not doing shit. So therefore, anybody who is doing shit ain't really shit. Hence, they might as well just be jacking off on the computer to Pornhub in between making Facebook posts like you. You know what I'm saying? You guys be on some stupid shit sometimes, man. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Let me see what y'all saying, man. Black Power, what's up? Bars, nice piece. Okay, give me some clarity, Quasi. My bad. I'll give you a chance. Give me some clarity, man. Like how they attacked Kevin Hart. They've been bullies, bro. Yeah, I know. And that's the thing. Sometimes they attack us by proxy. So if you don't know what a by proxy war is, anybody who sees this or will see this, a by proxy war is when people are warring, but they use other interfaces to do the war. For instance, Vietnam was a fighting of China by proxy because China was training and supplying half of the Vietnamese. U.S. was, you know what I'm saying? So we was basically fighting China proxy, not we, but the American government. Same kind of thing happened in Afghanistan, all that kind of shit. So by proxy, when they attack somebody like a Farrakhan, and we can have all kinds of reasons why we don't fuck with Farrakhan. I understand that. However, understand that them attacking him is not so much attacking him as it's attacking us. That's basically what they're doing. Same way when the LGBT attacked Kevin Hart for some shit that he did 10 years ago. Now we know that Kevin Hart's a soft little, it is what it is. However, that attack on him was attack on us. It was letting us know that listen, LGBT community means way more than black community, because you can say whatever the fuck you want about black people and it's okay, but don't you dare make a joke 10 years ago about our people. So then now look what we have, as so many of our people will fight against our own cause by undermining people that do good things, but at the same time, another portion of our people will sit up and support movements that's detrimental to us, and like the LGBT. And I understand a lot of people that support that, or at least, whatever. It's because they think that they're being oppressed, and we don't like to see people being oppressed, so we're going to jump on the bandwagon of fighting for them. However, they're not being oppressed. They're not losing jobs. They're not getting killed. They're not getting discriminated against. They're not getting the police call on them. They haven't been enslaved. But now, as you might have seen, I'm going to do a video on this later on the YouTube channel, Jay Dizzle. But now, as you can see, what they have actually done is made it to where you can actually get a surgery to change your sex free. Meanwhile, there's legitimate things you can't do on Medicaid, Medicare, but you can get that sex change. I've heard women say that you can't even get birth control on Medicaid, but now you can get a sex change. Now you have the LGBT movement officially protected by the Equality Act of 1964 as a civil rights population. You know what I'm saying? So with all these things going against us and all this information and knowledge we're supposed to have, we still can find a way to infight or to disrespect or to undermine someone who's doing more for the cause than you can do or even probably would do. That's superficial bullshit. Because you don't do that in your personal life. So basically what you're saying is the same people that will praise getting a 50-cent raise at their job or getting hired by some slave-ass company for some petty-ass wage. I understand you got to eat. You know what I'm saying? The same people that will celebrate that like it's really something. Oh, my favorite team won. Yes, really something to celebrate, your individual victories. But then when you see something that happens that's affecting hundreds of our people in the future generations, then you find a way to undermine that. So your personal bullshit means more than the collective of our people. Don't you dare talk about black nationalism after taking that stand. Don't you dare bring up no fucking Malcolm X. I don't want to hear it. Don't you bring up any of our ancestors. Don't you bring up any of the struggles, nothing that we're going through when you manifest personal gain, petty personal gain over monumental gain. That's my point. You guys be stitching on yourself with this shit. And I'm glad. I'm glad that 2019 is separating the coons from the real ones and all that kind of shit. It's cool. And it's entertaining to me to, point out these kind of things while still clowning. Because I know some people are going to understand this shit. And some people who's really trying to search for something, that's really trying to find where they fit in and really trying to navigate through all this garbage will at least appreciate it. Because I'm saying like this, look, we can have our personal opinions about certain things, but we have to learn how to be uncoded. We can have our personal feelings about certain things, but we have to weigh out if that is outweighed by the contribution. Hence, the calculation that I start putting on my live, contribution, greater sign, criticism. What I'm saying is, make your contributions bigger than your criticism. And if you don't have any contributions, hold your mouth until you do before you start criticizing. That's what I'm saying. Contribution is greater than criticism. You're not helping the cause because you can post on Facebook and you can tweet and you can share on Instagram. That's cool. It's cool if you're adding to the environment of different kind of information that's getting out there, because that is how a lot of our people is waking up, including some of these celebrities that once they do wake up, then you want to shit on them, but you're the one that woke them up. So that's a good thing. Okay, sharing different things, cool. Posting different things, cool. That's all good. It doesn't compare to actually putting in a little bit of work. Doesn't compare to volunteering some of your time and energy to some. Doesn't compare to putting some money towards some things and making sure that maybe you spend a little bit more money with black businesses, things like that. However, that's cool. But don't you dare take that and then think that you're holier than thou because you have a spotless profile, looks perfect, looks good on paper, but now you're gonna disrespect people that do things, and then you're gonna complain later that nobody ain't doing nothing. Encourage these motherfuckers to keep on doing shit, even if you don't like them, even if they're coons. God damn it, if a coon does something good, reward that shit with an applause. Maybe he'll do something else good. Maybe we can get some momentum growing. That's called strategy. Fuck your 48 laws of power and shit. That's called just common sense strategy. That's how you train a child. That's how you train a fucking dog. Oh, you did something good, I'm gonna feed you. Good. Good job. Do that again. Oh, you're trying to touch the light socket, slap the hand. No. That doesn't hurt as much as it's gonna hurt if you get shot. So boom. Reward, consequence. Reward when somebody does something good, consequences when they don't. If you give consequences when they do something good, then you're training them not to do anything good. And you're also training others that are looking that may have been thinking about doing something good. You're training them not to do something good either. Because Quasi-Black says that it's not revolutionary enough because he has a white wife. Fuck out of here. But bro, you don't have to, I don't care. This ain't about you, bro. It really ain't. You know what I'm saying? I really don't expect you to get it, bro. We just back and forth on your post for a minute. All you're gonna continue to do is justify why you should shit on people who do things. I get that. I'm speaking to anybody that's common sense enough that they can hear this and understand the message, and then they'll know how to also deal with motherfuckers who come up with that bullshit. Because a lot of times it sounds so good and it sounds so righteous, especially when you back it with some Malcolm X quotations. Then you start making people who really just got new to this kind of thing thinking that that is a legitimate claim or that's a legitimate way to feel about something. But in reality, what we have to really weigh out is it actually producing or not producing? That's really what it's all about. Like, let's just think of the results. If everybody did what you're doing, and if the results that you wanted were to be manifested from what you're talking about, where would that leave people? That's how simple. That's the simplest thing, simplest way you can look at it. See, what I want personally, I want all of these cats that got some money and leverage and influence and that have some bags that they can put on the community. I want more people putting money on the community. I want more bags coming into different programs and different kind of helping out our people. That's going to be helpful. It's going to lessen the burden of motherfuckers like me who actually are out there. That's my point. Yeah. If you didn't make this monumental contribution, would you have an opinion about his spouse? Nope. Carrie, most likely no. They wouldn't be caring. Care is because the fact that he did make a monumental move makes them feel guilty because they're not making any moves. See, that's how the mind works for simple, superficial Negroes. They're comfortable not doing anything until they see somebody that is. So then when they see somebody that is, the guilt starts to eat at them because they're acting like they're so ready for the cause. And now they're afraid that people are going to start seeing the value of somebody else who is doing something. So they have to run with that propaganda to undermine them. So therefore they can feel a little bit better about them doing nothing but jacking off on the computer, you know what I'm saying, in between Facebook posts. It makes them feel better about doing nothing. So you know, that's really what it is. Okay, you have said my point like 2 times. What happens is you're getting in your feelings to not logically see how I said take the leverage without needing to feel you must respect the coon trader or white devil that did it. I mean, respect. I mean, if the difference is between whether you respect or not the person who did it, let me just say this, bro. I know I'm clowning. I am clowning, bro. If you can't take a joke, man, that's just your bad. But if the difference between whether that was a good deed or not is if we respect it or not, or if the people who receive the gift respect it or not, if that's the difference, because everybody's respect could be a different measure of respect. So if that's the difference, bro, that's so superficial, shouldn't even be an issue. I mean, because if you really expect that these kids don't respect somebody who just paid off $100,000 of debt, then you're basically telling these youth what should they respect after that? Honestly, if they can't respect somebody who did that based on his life, then goddamn it, what can they respect? You're basically telling them they shouldn't respect anything. Look, our youth are smart as fuck. You know what I'm saying? They're smart. And if we're doing our job out here as a community, as a village, then they'll never take the fact that this dude paid pardon off their debt. They'll never take his white wife as more valuable of something to hold on to and remember and to be influential than what he did. They're not that dumb. They're not going to now become race traders or start praising race traders by default. No, they're not even praising him. They're praising the act. It happened to come through him. Maybe the ancestors put it in the spirit to do that. That's my point. Could that be possible? Is God real? Is the ancestors real? All this shit that we talk real, or is it not real? I would have to think maybe the ancestors put it in the spirit to do something to give back. Why would you take that away? That's all I'm saying. Yeah, take the leverage, but you respect the deed. See, that's the difference between people who follow men and follow principles. If you follow principles, then you understand that you can like the action of somebody or something, but regardless to the dude, he might be a pedophile tomorrow. Who knows? But what he did do for now is he just freed hundreds of black students from debt who now can go out into the world and make some things happen. And most likely one of them is going to spark something big. Most likely they're going to collectively do great things and add on for the next generation and pay it forward. That means that we're making progress. And if the universe, the ancestors, God, whoever put it in that dude's heart to do that, who gives a fuck? We're utilizing things from white folks that hate us every day, including Facebook. Just saying. Like how are we justifying some of the simple things that we're doing every day for our personal lives, things that we're taking advantage of that some racist cracker gave us, but then we're undermining our own people, and then we're hollering black power. It's not black power. Right? Let's just keep it real. Why are you doing all this, bro, just to justify your fuckery? That's all I'm saying. In prison, I can be your enemy and foul by character and give a new inmate food and everything he can leverage as a good deed, and manipulator will get respect. That is the game. That is the game for a dumb fuck, bro. That's what that is. You're putting somebody on the level of being that fucking simple-minded. Not everybody is that simple-minded, bro. Give some credit to your people. Not everybody's that damn stupid and simple-minded, though. That's my point. Like, these are college graduates. These are kids who had the discipline to make it through 4 years at least of college at a prestigious college, going into at an HBCU. So that means that they have some type of loyalty to their people. Because even the coon that married a white dude or white chick still had enough loyalty to give back. So this is what you're dealing with. You're not dealing with some prison mentality. Oh, he gave me a peanut butter sandwich. Now I got to suck his dick ass niggas. You're not dealing with no simple ass shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So you should have a little bit more respect and for your people than to be thinking like that, bro. What the hell is giving somebody some food in prison? How are you comparing that to a $40 million grant? You know what a grant is? That means you don't have to pay it back. It means that they're not his debt slaves. A grant means we're giving you this not to pay. You don't have to pay it back. How are you comparing that to somebody manipulating you in prison? The fuck? Is this the level that you're really on, where you're sitting here trying to pretend that you have some noble cause that you're speaking on, bro? Really? You serious? Pimped by your enemy? Let me see what this cat is saying. I'm glad you're exposing yourself, man. You be smart to erase all this shit, man, before people really think that you're a dumb motherfucker right now. Because I don't think you're a dumb motherfucker, but I think if people read what you're saying, I think they'll probably think you're a dumb motherfucker. All right? Let me just read this one. No, in war, you never respect the enemy for treasonous Negro. This is war. You're not in war against the brother who just helped your people. That's the point. Why you think that this war is about us against us? No. The war is us against the system. So this brother who just gave that wasn't a war tactic of him saying, yes, I'm going to pardon the people's debt. And then I'm going to, later on, I got an evil plan for him. What the fuck are you talking about? How are you getting this? Where's this coming from, bro? I mean, let me look at your profile. I gotta make sure you're a real person, man. Let me see. In the war, you never respect the enemy nor treacherous Negroes. You take what you can use and leverage and keep it pushing. You don't celebrate them as on the black team. If we do that, nobody said to celebrate him as on being on the black team, man. It's clear that he married a white chick. All I'm saying is, what part of the game is to purposely slander and discourage other people who might do something? That's what I'm saying. Nobody talking about, yeah, give him praise, give him a plaque, give him a day, march. he's the new Malcolm. Nobody even saying nothing like that. They're saying like, yo, that's a good deed. That's what I don't give a fuck if it was Donald Trump that did that. Good deed. Thank you. That's common sense. That's common courtesy. And that's strategy, because that could perhaps spark other people to do what you want. Is that not what the enemy does to us? Do they not reward those of us who do things in their favor? They're not rewarding them because they respect or because they love them. They're rewarding them to establish a pattern of behavior that's beneficial to them. That's why they're doing it. Start playing chess. Put down the red light, green light, and put down the jump ropes and quit playing double dutch, my nigga. We need warriors out here, man. Real talk. What do you mean the art of war, bro? You're assuming that this art of, you keep speaking about the art. I'm gonna close this down because this is really getting fucking corny. I gotta go get my car, man. But you keep implying, just for the, as I close this down, you're implying that this brother who just did a deed. Now remember, this brother went to that same school, okay? Now, if you understand the legacy of white Ivy League colleges, then you understand the legacy of those who graduate from white Ivy League college. The alumni always come back to give back to the school. This is why so many white colleges have such big endowments and have a lot more leverage than the dying-ass HBCUs, because those that graduate from the HBCUs ain't going back and putting something back into the school like the white colleges are. So here you have somebody who was an alumni. This isn't no military strategy. He wasn't thinking up, oh, how can I fool these black graduating class? Well, first I'm going to give them $40 billion. I mean, cut it out, bro. So he's giving back. Hopefully that'll spark other people to do the same. That's just what it is. It's that simple. It's not deep. It's not some art of war. He's trying to really fool our people. If you're really thinking like that, bro, then there's nothing that will ever happen that you won't be able to come up in your fickle little mind about why it's really just a trick. Those are those niggas on the underline, on the low, who still think the white man is God. Because anything that good that happened has to be a trick. So the way the white man's trying to trick us. He's trying to trick us into thinking that we're going to make some progress and he's going to get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. Then that lets you know that you really don't believe in the progress and you don't really believe in black power, because you can't give credit anytime to something going good in our favor. That's what niggas who still believe white man is God do. That's what niggas who really think the white woman is so powerful. This corny ass cracker bitch is on his arm. That's gonna negate any of the good things that he's done, because it's gonna just influence our people so much, because this white girl, she's just so powerful. That, are you serious? I think nothing of that white cracker bitch, personally. I give a fuck about her. I understand how he can still have that cracker bitch on his arm and still have enough integrity to say, let me do something for my people. And I can also foresee the fact that our youth are smart enough that they can see that cracker bitch on his arm and still know that just because he paid their debt doesn't mean that that's a symbolism of what I should obtain or wish for as a wife. It's not that fucking hard, bro. You know, I'm out, man. It's Jay Dizzle. Don't let these corny, superficial Negroes fool you, man. They ain't about that movement. They ain't about that life. They ain't doing shit. That's why they want to undermine somebody who does something. They use superficial, stupid-ass reason for a reason why you shouldn't respect what they do, because they're not doing anything. And if you so start to understand and see the difference between those who do shit and those who say shit, then they'll be exposed. That's all I got to say. Fuck what you talking about. Okay, some reason I can't stop this thing, bro. Bro, who gets, bro? The enemy also cannot send anybody to give money, though. That's my point. So how much money are you giving with your righteousness, bro? Righteous example of putting some work in and doing something. What's your example? I mean, you'd rather them not even get anything. You'd rather no contributions being made. The enemy The enemy had it because no black person could ever do anything on their own. No good could ever come to us people unless the enemy's trying to, because he means that much in your fucking mind, bro. That's basically what you're saying. You're saying that the white man is so powerful in your mind that you can't conceive why somebody would do something for their own people unless the white man put them up to it. That's basically what you're saying, bro. I'm glad you exposed yourself on my shit, though.